The following is a special presentation of First Horizons Green Sports Zone. This is the Baileyton Drug Company Avery Weems Show. Welcome back to First Horizons Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company Avery Weems Show, where we cover everything on the diamond with the North Greene Lady Husky softball team. We'll recap the last few games and preview what's next for the Lady Huskies, but we'll be right back after this quick message here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone. The Baileyton Drug Company Avery Weems Show is brought to you by Gateway Ford Nissan, Tommy's Plumbing, and the Baileyton Drug Company. Welcome back to First Horizons Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company Avery Weems Show, where we cover everything on the field with the North Greene Lady Husky softball team. As always, I'm joined here with Lady Huskies head coach Avery Weems. Coach, how we doing this week?
Good. What about you?
Good. I brought out the green shirt this week just for you.
Yeah, I kind of figured you would, so I should have worn mine. We could match, but the green and white will complement each other.
It does. It looks good with the background in the back, too. We've each got green and white on with the nice Husky head in the back. I think I got this shirt either over summer or at the end of the spring sports season last year, and I just never wore it in. So it's finally making its debut on an Avery Weems show. I think it's made its debut several times on the Eric Tilson show and the B&W show. So I'm glad to bring the green shirt out. You told me that I need to be loud and proud about wearing it too, so I think I'm going to wear it to West Greene later today and see what they say.
Good. We can even take it a step further, and I think we can edit some shirts up there and do some embroidery and stuff. We can get you a Husky hat on it.
All right. We
can do it right over top of the Puma logo.
There we go. Trade one animal for another. Anyway, let's go through the last few games that you played. I guess 2.5, we'll say. Played University High to an 8-3 win here at home. Played South Greene to, I think, 4 1/3 innings, and that game was suspended due to weather, and then played Cotton County and suffered a 7-0 loss in Newport. So we'll start with University High. Spoke with you last week on Tuesday. You said the most important game was that game with Cloudland. Now the next most important one is on Thursday with University High, and you got another conference win. How good of a win was that?
It was really good, and you're exactly right. Like we like to think about, the most important game is really the next conference game, and every game's important, but especially those conference games. And we came out with a win. It was kind of another weird game. I actually think we may have gotten out hit in that one. I'm going to pull it up here and look. But we had some good at-bats where we didn't really help their pitcher out any. And no, we didn't get out hit. We didn't have many hits. We had 6 hits, and I do think we walked 6 times, it looks like. So just some patient at-bats. And when we got people on, we did have a few timely hits. So good to see. And Maddie Phillips threw that game, threw 6 innings, gave up 3 runs. Pretty good outing for her. 8 strikeouts, 3 walks. So that was good to see. And then I think Hannah came in and pitched the last inning, closed the door for us. So that was a good outing for her too. I think she threw 1 inning, struck out all 3 of them. So,
correct.
Yeah, it was a good win. Good win.
And then moving into the South Greene game a little bit, it was one of those weird games where it gets suspended in the middle of it, and it's another game where I don't think you had very many hits, only 4. You took advantage of a lot of their errors, drew a lot of walks as you're accustomed to and that we've seen so far. But up to that point in the bottom of the 4th when it was delayed, what did you like in the South Greene game?
Like you're saying, some patient at-bats, and then when they didn't make the plays, we took advantage, which was good to see. And we know that they're a good team. They're a dangerous team. So when they do happen to give you the extra chances, you do need to take advantage of that, because it's just not going to happen very often. And I thought we did a good job of that. Had some good base running there, took an extra base here or there that I think helped us. And Hannah had a real good game going at the time of the suspension there. So that was good to see from her. And I thought defensively we were pretty sharp too.
I think up to Thursday night or Friday night, whenever that game was being played, I don't know her stats now because I hadn't checked the Cotton County game. I think Josie Graham has had 8 walks and only 9 at-bats on the season up to that point, because she has drawn so many walks. Drew 3 in that game and scored a run. Now, how beneficial is it to have a player like Josie that gets on base so much at the top of your lineup?
It's very beneficial, especially when you can run like she can. She gets on base and she just creates problems for other teams. She's if she gets on via walk, it's kind of like a double because she's going to probably steal second most of the time, and then from second she's going to score on any base hit. She's just so fast that's probably going to happen. So it certainly sets us up to be in a good position to score, especially with the bats behind her. We've got girls hitting behind her that we feel like can drive her in. And that's something we've talked to all of our girls at the top of the order about. So if you just get on, we've got people behind you that we think can drive you in. And I think we've seen that even when we hadn't had a whole lot of hits. When we're getting people on, we've had well-timed hits. And even down the order, towards the middle of the order, towards the bottom of the order, we've had some people that have came up clutch in some big spots. I think last time we talked about Charlie Turnmeyer in that Chucky Doak game.
Yeah.
She had another good game against University High. I think she had a couple hits with people on. So she's been a very timely bat. I think she's leading us in RBIs right now. I'd have to double check, but I think that's right. And it's just a matter of getting people on and getting the hits when you need to get the hits.
And I think up to that point, Josie had 8 walks and I believe only 6 hits up to that point. It's crazy when you can walk more than you hit, but hey, whichever way you can get on base is a good way to get on base. But let's go through the Cotton County game, a very talented team up there in Newport. They held you to only 3 hits and no runs. You were cleaner on defense that time with only 1 error. So take me through that game on Monday. Love being here during school hours.
Yeah. You're exactly right. They're a very talented team, very good team. We knew that going in, though. We had seen some of the results, and we scheduled them knowing they would be a very good team. But we think that's really good for our girls to see, and just really good for us to experience early in the year. And they've got 2 pitchers that are very talented, good pitchers. They throw hard, throw lots of strikes, they spin the ball. So just presented a really big challenge for our girls. We did some things that we liked. We did some things we liked, so we had a bunch of strikeouts, which we didn't like, but we did get a couple hits there. We did play good defense. I did think when we were able to get on base, we ran the bases fine. It just didn't happen enough. We talked to the girls about how if you have that many strikeouts, it's going to be really difficult to have a decent offensive output. We struck out, I want to say 15 times. Yeah, and that's just a ton in a 7-inning game. If you're striking out more than 2 times per inning, it's really hard to put an inning together. But anyways, we're going to try to improve on that. I think the girls will commit to improving on that. And like I said, their defense was something we did like. Pitching was fine. I thought Hannah competed out there for us. I think she only gave up 2 earned runs. Maddie came in the last couple innings, only gave up 2 hits. They did score 2, but I thought she threw strikes and went right after them. So there was some positives there. Just offensively, there wasn't many positives.
And then we didn't mention it with the South Greene game, but you do plan on making that one up. We kind of alluded to it, talking about it had been suspended and everything like that. So what is the plan for the South Greene game at this very moment?
For the South Greene game, when they come here, we're going to finish the game that we had started. So we'll play the last 3.5 innings of that game. And then at the conclusion of that game, we'll take a short little break, and then we'll play another 5-inning varsity game. So we'll finish both of those games, hopefully when they come here, barring any rain or anything else this time.
Hey, that's always what you got to worry about during this time of year, especially when it turns over into April, because you have the saying as old as time, April showers bring May flowers, but sometimes April showers just bring more showers.
Yeah.
But hey, that's what you got to deal with in the spring sports season and playing outdoors. But looking ahead now, this is where your schedule starts to pick up a lot too. I think we've got 4 games to talk about from Wednesday to Wednesday, and it'll probably be like that the rest of the year also. At Westridge, hosting Greenville, at Unicoi County, and then at University High. We'll talk about all those in the back half though, but first we need to get a word in from our loyal sponsors first. So we'll be right back after a 2-minute break here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.
Baileyton Drug Company services the surrounding communities of Baileyton with excellent patient care using a full-line pharmacy, over-the-counter selections, and a convenient drive-thru. When you visit us, you are treated as a neighbor, not a number. It's not just our slogan, but our culture. We're investing in our patients, local schools, and community. For over 5 years now, we have established ourselves as an independently family-run pharmacy that isn't driven by corporate goals. We are driven by what is best for your overall health and wellness. We're conveniently located so you don't have to make the drive. Prescription drugs are just the tip of the iceberg. We also offer natural remedies, essential oils, at-home medical needs such as walkers, rollators, bath accessories, as well as wound care products. And coming soon, basic urgent care services. What makes us better than other drugstores out there? When you frequent Baileyton Drug, you will receive professional, courteous, and friendly service that goes above and beyond any other pharmacy in the area. Remember, you're a neighbor, not a number.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at gatewaynissangreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
For over 30 years, Tommy's Plumbing has proudly served the Tri-Cities with a personal touch because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet repairs to full plumbing repiping, we have the experience and expertise to get the job done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect solution for your home. Our technicians stand behind their work and always leave your space clean and spotless. Looking for a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommy's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
Welcome back to First Horizons Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company Avery Weems Show, where we cover everything on the diamond with the North Greene Lady Husky softball team. As always, I'm joined here with head coach Avery Weems. So we know the football field is called the Tundra. Jamie likes to call the baseball field the Diamond Tundra. Do we have a name for the softball field?
Not yet. We'll be working on it.
I didn't know if we had one or not. I know that a lot of teams like to name their facilities, some don't. So we've got one in the works, according to Coach Weems here.
Yeah, well, we may task the girls with coming up with a fitting name. Hard telling what we'll come up with.
We'll do a poll.
All right.
Let's talk about the upcoming schedule, though. 3 games on the road, but you do have one here at home on Friday. Let's start with when you travel to Blountville on Thursday to play the Westridge Lady Wolves. A very, very talented team. We talked about Cott County being a talented team, and that's not taking anything away from Cott County, but you step in to a Westridge team, a 4A team that only has a handful of losses on the season. What are you looking forward to in that game when you play up in classifications?
I know they'll be a really good team, and I guess just seeing if our girls are up to the challenge. We talked about how the Cott County, both their pitchers were, but both of Cott County's pitchers were good, and they were presented different challenges for us. And just seeing if we can improve on that outing and just have some better at bats and just better offensive output, while continuing to do some of the things we did well in that game against Westridge. So we look for our pitchers to throw strikes, look to make the plays behind them when we get on, run the bases well. Just stuff that we want to see from our girls, also doing that while having some better at-bats.
And then the one game you get here at home on Friday, you're hosting Greenville. Mm-hmm. Greenville is a team that not a lot of county teams play throughout athletics, but I do like to see Greenville playing the county teams in softball, and you host them on Friday. So whenever the Lady Devils travel here to Baileyton, what can you expect?
We pretty much know what we're going to get with them year in, year out. They're a good team. They've got a good program. Lily and Matt do a great job with their team each and every year. So we'll know we'll have our hands full. I was looking at their schedule, and I think their record's kind of misleading. They've played a really, really, really difficult schedule. And we know that we've played them this summer. We know they're going to be a good team, and we'll have to bring everything we've got to compete with them. So just a lot of respect for them and their program, and just hope to see our girls continue to compete and fight against these bigger schools, and I think they will, and just get another chance to, I guess, on Friday after doing it.
Special start time on Friday also, with it being Good Friday. A 1 o'clock game, I believe?
Yep, no school. We're going to start at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, okay.
2 o'clock, yep.
So 2 o'clock on Friday, so don't show up whenever the game normally starts. You probably won't see anybody here, but maybe you'll see Danny Weems raking the field at that time. But you take the weekend off, and then you come back, or you actually travel on Monday to Unicoi County, another really good team, a team that finished top 6 in Class 3A last year, and you know what you're going to get whenever you play the Lady Devils. So what are you expecting on Monday?
I mean, exactly like you said, they were really good a year ago. They returned, I don't know if they lost anybody, actually. If they did, it wasn't much. I know they are good again. And I mean, we knew that coming into the season, so we we just have a really tough 4-game stretch here, and just continuing to see the girls step up to the competition, and just hope to improve game by game. And if you play well, let the chips fall where they may, and hopefully you'll be right there at the end.
And then you get back into conference action on Tuesday. You played University High here at home this past Thursday, and then next Tuesday you'll travel up there to play the Lady Bucks. So taking what you learned from Thursday's game, what can you take into Tuesday's game whenever you play them again looking for the sweep?
Just a couple things. I mean, if we see the same pitcher again, all of our girls should have some at-bats under their belt against her, so they can try to learn from, I guess, the previous game on that. And then we kind of have a feel for, I guess, how they're going to play. They put the ball in play. They're athletic. They run the bases, so we'll know we'll have to be, I guess, on our game defensively, have to throw strikes. They're not going to help you much at the plate chasing pitches, so you got to throw strikes and then get them out when they do put it in play. And we said it earlier, it's just another conference game. It's the most important game until the next conference game. So everything we do is to hopefully be at our best for those games.
And going through the games one more time, at Westridge on Thursday at 5 o'clock, hosting Greenville on Friday at 2 o'clock on Good Friday, so please don't show up at the normal time of 5 or 5:30. Then on Monday, you play Unicoi County on the road at 5:30, and then you play at University High Tuesday at 5. So those are your start times. Go out and support the Lady Huskies if you have the opportunity.
I think the UH game will be a 5:30 start.
Okay.
I need to reach out to their coach and confirm, but usually when we play at UH, we have to start a little late just because they do play at Wing Deer, and I don't know if they can get the fields for 5, but I'll have to double check. There was a little bit of confusion last time, and I'll take the blame for it. We got off to a late start playing them last Thursday because we had to switch home and away dates, and whenever I talked to the assigner, I must not have told them that we were also switching the start times.
Okay.
So I'll confirm that, but I do think it's going to be a 5:30 start.
Wouldn't hurt you to show up at 5 anyway. Go ahead and get some concessions, get comfortable, and watch the Lady Huskies play again if you have the opportunity to go out and support them. But that's all we've got. How's your brackets looking?
Pretty good, actually. I
Really?
need to knock on wood, but I got my Final Four right, all 4 teams.
Really?
Yep. And
That's impressive.
I'm either in first or second, I can't remember, but the teams ahead of me, or the brackets ahead of me, don't have the same national champion as me, so if I just get that right, I will probably win. I do have Arizona winning.
I like that pick. Who do you have winning the Illinois and Connecticut game?
That's a good question. In one bracket, I have Illinois. In another one, I have Connecticut.
What is it that people see in Illinois? I hadn't watched them a lot this year, but I see a lot of people picking them. What was it about Illinois?
Very good offensively, and
Okay.
they've got a lot of foreigners, and they did the recruiting a little differently this year. They've really tried to go after the foreign players and the overseas. I guess we can get pros now, and they just play kind of a different style of offense, but they're fun to watch, and their offense is really good.
I saw somewhere where I think they're the tallest team.
Yeah, they're
I
big.
think by average they're the tallest team in college basketball. So I didn't know if it was that, but I did see a lot of people picking Illinois, and I was unaware of how good they were. I'd watched them a couple times this year. I guess I just watched the wrong games.
Yeah, they're playing really good right now too. So I think them and UConn will be a really good game. And then that other game on the other side, Arizona, Michigan, I don't know. That'll be a slobber knocker, I guess. They're 2 really good teams, and I'm excited to watch all those games.
It feels like that Auburn-Florida game last year, where
Yeah.
it just feels like the national championship game is in the Final Four. But best of luck. Hey, that's incredible that you got all 4 of your Final Four picks correct. I felt good about mine, but I got 2 of the 4. I got just the generic Michigan and Arizona right. I had Duke winning it all, and we're not going to speak about that. And then I had Houston making it, but Illinois.
okay.
That was when I learned to respect Illinois because they shut Houston down.
I think they played Tennessee earlier in the season, so I kind of had
Okay,
a leg
they
up
did.
there because I got to see them play, and I was impressed with them then. So I'll credit that pick to them playing Tennessee.
I forget about that. Something I also forget about, Illinois has played UConn earlier this year also.
Who won that one?
I think UConn.
Okay.
I can't remember, to be truthfully honest with you, but I was looking through their schedule and I found that they played each other. So it's crazy how a lot of times early on in the season you play teams and then forget about them. Like I looked at UConn's schedule. UConn played Florida. I think UConn played Arizona also. They played
Duke wasn't it too?
No, they didn't play Duke. Duke played Florida.
Duke played Florida.
Yeah, so UConn played a lot of tough teams early on in the season, and I guess it prepared them for this moment because they might play Illinois and Arizona in the Final Four when they played them in the regular season. So that's why you schedule them.
Yeah, we were talking to Buchanan and Tilson the other day up there about, I guess, UConn, and people don't realize that they are probably the best program since 1999. They've won all 6 championships since then. I think all their Final Fours have been since then. Just all around a good team year in and year out.
I think Dan Hurley is, correct me if I'm wrong here, I think if you've made it to this point, you played the 64, 32, 16, and Elite 8, and you play 6 to win a national title, so that's 12, 16, 18. I think they're 17-1 in their past 4 seasons in the tournament.
Wow.
Because they went back-to-back, won the round of 64, and then lost to Florida, the eventual champions, and now they've won 4 straight again. So in the last 4 seasons, Connecticut is 17-1 in the tournament, and if they win again this year, winning 3 out of 4, you've got to start putting them in blue blood conversations.
Yeah.
It's a tough conversation to have because they don't have the total historical pedigree as the others, but.
Well, I guess, but if you think about younger people like me and you, they've been good my whole life.
Yeah.
So, like, I see them up there in that same conversation with those other teams already.
I do too, because when you have a potential to win 7 national championships since 1999 and go undefeated in national title games, that's pretty darn impressive to me. But that's all we've got this week. Once again, Coach, thank you once again. Glad to bring the green shirt out for the first time now. We'll go show it on the Jamie Palmer Show now. So, hey, go watch the Baileyton Drug Company Jamie Palmer Show next. But that's all we've got this week on the Baileyton Drug Company Avery Weems Show. We look forward to seeing you next time here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.